All right, guys, so here is the old line. That's a stick. Here is the old brake line. You can just see how rusted it got compared to some spots where it's actually still pretty nice yet. And then it gets really thin in others. And then especially in here, you can just see how thin it was getting from the salt sitting on it. But I got it, the new one ran all the way down here, up above the frame, right in the same connector that the stock one was in, all down. You can see it up there by the diff vent, and then tucks under the box mount right there, and then connects right up there. So pretty clean. It's got good clearance. Looks really nice. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. I had a little bit of extra that I just had to cut off. This one, I don't know, I just wanted to make it a tiny bit shorter to really make it look nice and clean. And now that one's all done and tightened. And now it's either I do the fuel pump and get the tank back in it, or I do this other front one. But that might take a while because I gotta for sure do that one right there that was cut. And once I get over here, yeah, I don't know if I don't know exactly what one's leaking, and I accidentally cut one, so that's the whole problem there. And then I gotta try and figure out what that line actually goes to. If it goes to one of the front sides or it goes up to the master. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna do the tank for now and take a break from the brake lines and get this thing cleaned up and put back in. So I'm gonna get that done. All right, guys, so we got the fuel tank here, and there's a pile of rags right here because I just cleaned it all out. I got a little siphoner too, and tipped it up on the side like that, so I could siphon out, you know, more gas, because it's like domed up here, so when you tip it upside down, it won't come out. And this clamp is really rusty for the filler neck, and figured I'd just leave it on and not mess with that. Plus, I don't know if there's a check valve right there or not. And well, this just worked out this way for me. So as you can see in there, all nice and clean. Got all that dirt and the broken pieces of the bottom of the fuel pump off, and nice. I got all the fuel out, and now it's ready for the new pump and lock ring, and you know, just set it back up in the truck. So let's get the new fuel pump and install it. All right, guys, so here we have the new fuel pump, and this was all the stuff broken in the bottom of the tank. Maybe from beating on it, it came off, or maybe it just, you know, broke from being old, because I know that these little filter sacks fall apart, as what happened on my Kawasaki KFX 450, if you guys remember that build. So it looks like from having this stuff, it sits on the bottom of the tank, and you know, the lock ring holds it down. And then on these pumps, the aftermarket ones, when you have to replace them, you actually have to wire in a new connector, because I don't know, they must have had problems with the square one, so you gotta wire in this flat one, and they give you crimps for it. But I actually got a new solderer, fully electric, heats up in 8 seconds, super nice. So I'll be using that to put the new connector on. And then this, it must be for the fuel level gauge. And then the new lock ring, of course, which should fit on there nicely. Yep. The tank's a little rusty, but it'll work. And yeah, so there you have it. So I just gotta get all this set up and in it. I gotta figure out what this hooks to, and yeah, get that installed, and then maybe I'll do a little time lapse of putting the tank up. But maybe not, because I gotta try and fish this up by myself this time. So we'll see when we get there. Alright guys, so I got the new fuel pump in and the lock ring on. It was a little tricky to get in there. I mean, I've never done a fuel pump before. I've seen my coworker do a few of them, but you know, I've never like installed it and did it myself. But you gotta like make sure you push down right here, and then you gotta like try and get the lock ring started, and then you gotta, you know, hit it on with the screwdriver, and then it'll be good to go. And so this is my soldering kit, you know, all wireless, Cornwall, pretty nice. And so now I gotta go over here and cut the square plug out and wire in the new one, and then I'll be able to throw the new tank, or the tank, back up with the new pump, and hook it all up and get it all set up there again, and then pour some fuel in it, and hope that we got fuel pressure and it'll run. And then I'm probably just gonna end up having to redo all of the front lines, just because that's just gonna fall apart once I touch it. So I'm gonna have to get some more brake line, but I'm gonna try and get the tank in tonight.